Hey guys, I'm Allison. I'm the Pampered Wife. I forgot to film the intro to this video, so I'm doing it now. I'm in some dappled shade. I do have on the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Drops, I believe is what it's called. That is what I'm reviewing today. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the video. So I ordered my Vital Skincare Complexion Drops, and I'll probably forget the name 12 times, directly from Westman Atelier, and it came packaged very nicely like this, with the box in here and my receipt in here, and even the colors, you know, are on point for Westman Atelier's branding. It has the heart. The box is also really cute. It's that pale pink with Westman Atelier in, not metal, metallic, and Gucci Westman's signature on the back. It has their logo, Consciously Crafted Beauty. The container of the actual skin tint, even though they call them complexion drops, is super cute. I have it backwards. It is really slim, minimal packaging. I know a portion of it is from recycled plastic, which I also appreciate. It fits really nicely in the palm of the hand, so there's no waste here as far as excessive packaging goes, because this is 1 ounce, which is what pretty much every foundation, skin tint, tinted moisturizer, whatever you're gonna get, it's pretty much always 1 ounce, which is what this is. And it does have engraved in there Westman Atelier. I don't know if you can see that. I think you can. Yep. And the top just twists off. And it does seal pretty tightly, it kind of clicks into place, which I like because then it's securely closed. But anyway, you have a dropper here. It's a very, very liquidy product. I've got to put a little something on my lips while I'm talking. This is actually in my MDs. It's a Lawless, forget the filler lip gloss. But it's right next to me, and there's, the slightest bit left, and it is moisturizing, so I put that on. All right, let's read some of the claims here. It says it has the strength of a serum, the beauty of a skin tint for light to medium coverage with a radiant finish. It's loaded with skincare actives at efficacy levels. It deeply nourishes, instantly hydrates, evens tone, and soothes. Improves texture, firmness, and radiance with tsubaki oil, ginseng, pomegranate extract, and will cause the skin to feel smoother, feel healthier, and act younger. It's best for normal, dry, and combination skin types. So clearly it's got a lot of claims in the skincare line. This is meant to be skincare, I think equally, if not more so, than it is meant to be coverage for your skin. So you do shake it. There's no ball in there, so it's not as satisfying to shake now that I'm used to the products with the ball in it. I do have the shade Atelier 4, and I don't know what that is described as, but let me show it to you here. Here it is back at my face. They say to use 3 drops and to use the Westman Atelier Complexion brush, I think it's called, which looks beautiful, and I really do want to get it because her brushes are really nice and great for liquid and cream products. I just don't know that I need it. This is just a Real Techniques brush, Expert Face Brush. I do think, or I have found, that using a brush does make it look better on my skin than just using my fingers to put it on, to rub it in. So I sort of spread it around and then I push it in with the brush. Gucci Westman does recommend tapping it in after you've spread it around. So that is 3 drops. You can see it's not a lot of coverage. My sunspots are definitely still peeking through. I think it really is just more of a tinted moisturizer situation. I forgot to tell you, I do already have on my skincare, I have on the Jones Road Light Moisture Cream, I believe it's called. It's really good, actually. I'm blown away by how good that moisturizer is. I wasn't expecting anything from it, and it's from Bobbi Brown, who I would have not expected skincare from. And oh my gosh, do you see the Augustinus Bader ads with Bobbi Brown saying this is my favorite face cream? I kind of feel bad for her. I mean, how can you feel bad for her? But you know what I mean. I think that now she's launched her own skincare line. It's very interesting. Anyway, back to the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. So this is what it looks like on the face. You can see the gorgeous radiance of which they speak. And it really is a gorgeous radiance. It's, you know, evened my complexion for sure. And otherwise doesn't do much coverage. It just evened it and made it radiant. I'm gonna put on a little more just to see if we can build it up. I really haven't tried to build it up because, well, I kind of feel like this is probably all I'll get from it. And I'm just gonna take what's left around the top because it has all oozed out and down and all over. You can see even here, even though it's cute with the heart embossed in there, it's gotten real messy. So where do we want more coverage? I usually want it on the outer parts of my face more, I feel like. Maybe if I just sort of press that in. I'm gonna do one more drop here in the center of my face. Now, when I had just the 3 drops on like recommended, I feel like it was a little light for me, the shade, but it was okay. But now I'm feeling like it's really too light. But I didn't shake it again. Maybe I needed to shake it again to disperse the pigment. So there is a little bit more coverage. I wouldn't say it's a lot, but I wouldn't keep going with this because it's starting to feel like it's just moving around on my face. So I wouldn't try to move it up much more. Now you can see the radiance, and it turns out mica, which is a reflective ingredient. If you remember like hiking around as a kid, you would see mica in the rocks. It's usually with moss. I'm sure this is all ethically sourced and all the good things, but mica is like the 3rd ingredient in this, I want to say. It's actually, I think the 4th or 5th. It's really too small for me to read. But the first ingredient is squalane, which is a skin identical oil. This product I wouldn't say is greasy, but it is very watery. Well, and the second ingredient is water. And then I believe it's avocado oil. So it has a lot of oils, which is why I'm sure they say it's not best for oily skin. A little itchy there. Let me put on a little more of my makeup so you have a better screen to look at, and we will talk about some more about the ingredients, my experience wearing it, and how I feel about it, and if I'd recommend it. So here I am in natural light with no other makeup on. You can see it's really pretty, very light coverage, but very radiant. I think you can also see it's not really doing anything for texture. All right, I have all my makeup on. I do not have any powder products on, well, except on my eyes, eyelids, because I want you to be able to see exactly what this product looks like on mature skin, how it wears. I've had it on for like 5 minutes. I mean, I just threw on a face of makeup real quick, but you see, it is incredibly radiant. I think that claim definitely pays out. Let me look here at some other claims. Light to medium coverage. I would say light coverage. I don't really think it's medium coverage, but let me know if you disagree. Like I said, it was starting to slide around, starting to feel greasy. It's just not a product I feel like you can build up. Now, as far as improves texture, firmness, and radiance over time, you know, I don't know, because I haven't worn it that long, And I would agree that it's probably best for dry or combination or normal skin types. Even though I have dry skin, when I put something on my face, it tends to stay on my face. Unless the product dries down on its own, it will stay slippery and greasy, and that's what this does on me. To touch it on my face is, you know, it's still tacky. It comes off on my fingers. If I hug someone, like my dad picked me up from the airport, I visited my parents a couple weeks ago, hugged my dad and stood back and saw on his white shirt was my face. So you definitely need to powder this, is where I'm going. I have not powdered it. I'm gonna powder a little under my eyes now. I just wanted you to see in all its glory. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna zoom you in a little more so that you can see some of the texture. Okay, now I have on all my makeup. The only thing I have on my face, like, you know, this part of my face is blush, both cream, and then I did powder with the Fitglow powder under my eyes, right here, and a little on my chin, like right here. So the rest of my face I left as it would be. The sun has moved some, so you're seeing really how glowy. And I'm trying to move. There we go. I hope seeing it in real light is helpful so you can see actually the mica at work, the radiance, the texture, and the coverage. I'm using the Fitglow Beauty New Setting Powder. It's their instantly blurring bamboo hyaluronic loose setting powder. It is incredibly finely milled. They don't have any that are tinted. It's supposed to be, what do they call it? Like sheer. I feel like it can leave a little bit of white. And let's face it, I don't have particularly dark skin, but it does a really nice job. It's super fine milled. It does do blurring. I hope they come out with some other tints. So I'm just putting, well, actually, you know, I gotta powder my whole face, but I'm just gonna leave it there where I really want to take the shine down. I do not have oily skin, as I already said. I have dry skin, so throughout the day, I don't have a problem with this skin tint getting more and more luminous or oily, but it doesn't at all dry down. It does come off, like I said. As far as the ingredients go, this tsubaki oil, it's from the Japanese camellia plant, and specifically it's cold pressed, so it should be more effective than the typical camellia oil. That call out ingredient is the 7th ingredient. It's specifically supposed to hydrate, soothe, nourish, and it's, you know, can be used on skin and hair. Really, it sounds like plum oil. I'll include a link for my not most recent video, but the recent video that I did on plum oil, so you can learn about those benefits. Basically, it has antioxidants, it has different types of fatty acids. It's gonna do all the things that they just claimed. What are my thoughts? I'm just gonna come out and tell you right off the bat, I am not a fan. I actually put off doing this video for such a long time. I felt like it's Westman Atelier, it's $68, it's this skincare, hybrid skin tint, all in one. This has to be an amazing video that is super thorough and covers every aspect. And what I feel like is it didn't wow me in any way. I don't enjoy the experience of using it. I don't think it does great things for my skin and the appearance. And so I wouldn't recommend it. I'm gonna go more into why. I mean, I'm not a formulator and I feel bad even saying this. It's just not that elegant of a product. I have to shake it, which is no big deal. I'm just always nervous that I didn't shake it long enough, but yet I don't want to get like air bubbles and things. So the shaking isn't a big deal, but I don't know. Not a big deal, but it's a thing. It doesn't have an airbrushed effect. It really is just a tint with mica in it that is very liquidy. I think the mica distracts and makes the radiance appear just beautiful, and that's about it. It's sitting on top of skincare. It's sitting on top of sunscreen. These gorgeous skincare ingredients are not reaching my skin probably. I use mineral sunscreens, and they tend to be thicker, and it's a physical block, which tells me if I'm wearing a physical block on my face and then I put this skin tint on top of it, how much of these nutritious blah blahs are sinking into my skin? I doubt very much. So the skincare claims to me, I mean, it's just mundane at this point to see skincare in our makeup. Like, that is clean beauty in a nutshell, and I expect it, but I don't need to be wowed by it. I don't need it. That's not what I'm wearing makeup for. It does stick to dry spots. I don't really have any so much today, luckily. Yesterday I wore it and it was bad. There were some spots on my chin. It just really accentuated. Also, the wear time, because it's all, I don't know that it's all natural, but it's a more natural product with all these oils, no silicone, not a lot of preservatives. This does not wear long. I mean, I mentioned it wipes off at, you know, the touch of a finger or if I hug someone, but also throughout my day I'm eating. I know I said I wasn't going to use my hands so much in the last video. Throughout the day I'm eating, I'm drinking, I'm sneezing, I'm hugging, I'm doing things that cause my makeup to wear off. And that's typical, that's to be expected. But I feel like while this does wear off very nicely, but it wears off quickly, it wears off easily, it has no lasting powder, and as I mentioned already, the tackiness is real. It can leave me feeling a little greasy. If I do put too much on, like how I tried to build it up, I have to powder this. That's just a lot of work for a product that is so expensive, in my opinion. There's nothing about it that I love, and to be honest, I have trouble forcing myself to wear it. Part of that is because it is too light right now. But Atelier 4 is my shade in the foundation stick, the Westman Atelier foundation stick, and yet this seems too light. Again, maybe I don't shake it enough. Oh, and I forgot, it's incredibly messy, which you saw multiple times. I just think at this price with such elegant packaging, something could have been done with the dispenser where it didn't just drip and ooze out. It's gonna be oozing all over here soon, I'm sure, when I close it, and I'll have to wipe it. So let me compare real quick so you see at least the opacity compared to the stick. I have whatever this foundation stick is called, and I have the shade Atelier 2, way too light. Don't get me started on how they matched me wrong on the Westman Atelier employees mismatched me. Here is that. So it is way too light, but it has quite a bit of opacity and a gorgeous finish. I've thought about getting the correct shade, but this is even more expensive, I think. It's around $70 as well. I have other foundations. I don't need the correct shade that badly, but it's beautiful. Let me put a drop of the skin tint after I shake it. See, not just one drop comes out. It's, anyway, very liquidy. Well, those are the shade differences. Can you tell? Those are the shade differences. What can I say? I think you can tell. Yeah, you can definitely tell. Who would I recommend this for? I would recommend this for a huge collector of makeup, for someone who needs to do reviews. Seriously, for someone who really, really likes minimal makeup, light coverage, and a radiant face, doesn't mind being sticky or tacky, and well, really that's about it. I don't know who I'd recommend this for. The Westman Atelier does not have any scent. Bravo. Kjaer Weis does have a scent. I don't know if I've done an individual review on this. I wasn't a fan of this either. I think I'm just gonna steer clear of the skin tints. I love the smell of the Kjaer Weis. So the Kjaer Weis one is a lot more whipped and lightweight and less greasy than the Westman Atelier. So there's that. Now I'll put a drop. I have the shade in the Kjaer Weis M1. That seems light. So this is the Kjaer Weis, and this is the Westman Atelier. Interesting to see the difference in the shades. This one has more yellow for sure. The Westman Atelier, it's also, yeah, much dewier, more radiant, but to me it just looks greasy. What I would recommend, honestly, I love my Josie Maran Broad Spectrum SPF 47. I mean, it is a tinted sunscreen. I'm gonna put it on this hand. If you're looking for light coverage, like you gotta be wearing your sunscreen anyway. If this is minimal coverage, why not just wear your sunscreen? That smells lovely. It's a little bit sweet. It feels so much nicer rubbing it out on the skin. This one feels like a moisturizer. It just feels emollient and smoothing, whereas the Westman Atelier doesn't even feel nice to put on. It almost feels a little gritty to me. So here's that. This is the Josie Maran. Look how beautiful skin-like that is. Or another very favorite is my Suntegrity 5-in-1 Tinted Sunscreen Moisturizer SPF 30. This is not their foundation. This is just their tinted moisturizer. Now I think I'm almost out, and I have the shade Golden Light. They are very limited in their shade range, like shamefully so. I think there's only one deeper than this. I got the teeniest little spit to come out, but this is much thicker and also feels a bit whipped, really nice and comfortable on the skin. Interesting how yellow that one is. More like the Westman Atelier and the Kjaer Weis. And then, well, anyway, these are the ones that I would recommend. Beautiful coverage, beautiful finish. Yes, I typically powder them because they don't dry down all the way either, but they're not nearly as expensive, and they have SPF, and both of these have amazing skincare ingredients. I believe this one has vitamin C, and this one has argan oil, which if you look into, it's a plethora of skincare benefits. And that's why Josie Maran started her whole line, was because she was so amazed by argan oil. I digress. Let me know if you have this and if you love it. Please let us know your experience, if you've tried it, if you agree or disagree. I'd appreciate it. Maybe I should be doing something differently, and I too will love it. As I said, I will continue to wear it, especially into the winter when my skin is a little bit lighter, paler, and usually I would put a bronzer on. I didn't do that today on purpose so you could continue to see it. Now I did powder through here. But it's beautiful on the skin as long as it lasts on my face and I don't touch it. That's it, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up. I hope you'll consider subscribing. And as always, I hope you find some time to pamper yourself today. Bye.